This is a nice frame here with the windmill, the Dutch windmill right in front.
I got a quiche there yesterday.
At the windmill?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's a really nice spot.
That's a great idea. Get a quiche.
Yeah, you're welcome. Stop by there. Have one for the road.
Oh no.
Probably more places.
Yeah, that place is cool.
You're right.
YouTube fodder right there. For sure. One of my
Yeah.
This is a route that reminds me of North America.
Yeah, me too.
Very Strode-like. I believe that there's routes that we could take that are more through the countryside, and we'll do that on the way back.
That up on the way back.
Yeah, on the way back. But this is good. This is good for us because this is North American context right here. This is how they made it happen. And you can see, you got your pedestrian realm there. They added the cycle track here. They obviously have lots and lots of lanes for motor vehicle traffic. And so there's, I mean, it's quote unquote a complete street. It's a retrofit. Yep.
Really deep stopping distance from cars to at least bike crossing. Separated from pedestrian crossings.
Yep.
Islands on all of these crossings. So even though it's kind of like a pretty major intersection, there's also not as many driveways as we see in a North American road.
Right.
But the right-of-way would be probably identical to a lot of, you know, intersections in Dallas or Austin.
Right. So again, you look at the example here. You also see that the cycle path and the pedestrian realm is protected by the trees. So you have the pedestrian realm, you have the cycle path, the older version with the bricks. You have parked cars, 2 lanes of traffic, the center median, and then the duplicate on the other side there.
We would have been waiting if this was in the U.S. for that car turning right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. What did you say just now, Jordan?
Well, for them to turn right, the driveway is raised to our level, so they had to kind of already be aware that they were crossing a cycle path.
Right.
So they had to wait for us to go before being able to pull out. And then still you have room between the cycle path and the roadway. So like they didn't have to park in our way to get a look to the traffic.
Right. Yeah. And the other key thing about that too is that they were coming in off of a side street, which was a 30-kilometer zone like this one right here. So they're already coming off of a bicycle priority street.
Yeah.
So they're coming in off of a minor street, coming on, trying to turn onto a major street, but first they have to navigate past the more vulnerable road users. And so, yeah, it works like a charm.
Yeah, and mostly through the like street surface materials.
Right.
And elevation.
And elevation. So Jordan, this is one of my favorite parts about this route, is this little tree tunnel. So I took this in 2019, and the leaves hadn't started quite turning yet. So this is special, seeing a little bit of fall color in the leaves. I'm sure in a week or two it'll even be much nicer. So what do you think?
I'm sold. Yeah.
It's quite an interesting experience when you're in this alley of trees, and you know, really it's a 4x of trees.
Yeah.
We've got the lane over there on the other side of the pedestrian realm. You've got this lane and the trees here. You've got a little grass area here. So we get just that additional buffer, and yet again another line of trees.
Yeah.
And
So
a line of parked cars. Now the lane over here has reduced down from 4 lanes down to 1 in each direction. So
these side streets.
yeah, we've got a little bit of side street action here, but I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a suburban context and feel between Delft and the Hague, but that little stretch right there was worth it.
Yeah.
Just because of how wonderful it is.
No, I mean, you can see how dense the tree canopy is.
Yeah. I prefer softer surfaces, but oh well. We're back to the brick surface here because, as you'll see, we do have cars parked in this area, so this is technically shared space. But again, as we make this transition to the other pavers, it becomes a little bit smoother, but nowhere near as smooth as the best-in-class cycle track, cycle path that is, you know, considered the treatment, the surface, which is the red asphalt, which is super smooth. All right, now we are transitioning our way into the outskirts of The Hague. We now have a nice silky smooth red asphalt surface getting off of the pavers, the bone jarring pavers. So that's quite nice to have the smooth surface. And again, you can see the trees. These are younger trees planted probably when this cycle path was paved, installed. And again, you can see how they handle pedestrian crossings in this heavily residential area here. And again, you can see how they have preserved on-street parking, which gives additional protection to the cycle path, still maintaining a lane in each direction. Guess so. And again, on the outskirts of The Hague, you can see We now have just a cycle path on one side, bi-directional, and pretty steady stream of cars on a 2-lane road. We have some parking over there as well. Pedestrian realm. This is a residential area. You see many residential apartments, towers. And again, this is really good context for a North American comparison purposes. You've got large multi-lane avenues coming here together, but because you have the cycle paths designed in with parking protection, with trees up at an elevated grade away from the traveling vehicles, it makes it work. So again, from a North American context, what's going on here in The Hague is something that can be replicated. The other thing to note here, obviously, is that they also have the streetcar line in this area as well. So not only do they have 4 lanes of motor vehicle traffic, but then they also have the streetcar line plus the cycle paths plus the pedestrian realm. Transit. And again, take note of the comfortable large trees. I say comfortable, it makes it comfortable for us over here on the cycle path. And we have arrived at the Peace Palace. All right, Jordan, what do you think about this?
This is a little bit more pleasant than some of our other rides.
Yeah.
They have these really long blocks
Yeah.
here. Beautiful day.
Yeah. It's quite nice. I love that look, you know, the older architecture and the red brick and the white frames.
Great window details.
Yeah. We're definitely on a busy route. And we're coming up to a nice suburban context roundabout. Your standard Dutch design roundabout, giving a nice comfortable route around. All right, Jordan, what are your thoughts on this particular facility?
I think it's pretty nice. It's to be, you know, in a street that you can share with cars because they're going slow enough, and because the red pavers indicate that you're the priority as a cyclist. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I would agree. Swing around here and we can see we're separated from the main road where we have motor vehicle traffic, and we have a series of roundabouts that we have gone through. So you have the priority through the roundabout area, and it's just super comfortable. The motor vehicle traffic speeds are reasonable, and everybody navigates their way around, you know, quite easily. Doesn't have to be much harder than that. You can see the 50 km/h speed coming out of the roundabout, and we'll swing around and see what the speed is approaching the roundabout. Again, 50 km/h, gonna be right around 31 miles per hour. It's a little faster than what we'd like to see. The Netherlands has come out with a report recently indicating that the traffic crash and fatality rates for 50 km/h zones are unacceptably high. So I would not be surprised to see streets like this, you know, come down in speeds. Look at us. We're at the ocean. So, first time at the beach in a long time.
Yeah.
And not real sure what the name of this particular beach is, but it is quite nice. It's a nice day, and we have lots and lots of people who are riding here to the beach. Doesn't look to be much of any wind or really surfable waves, but it's still nice to see the little lapping waves there. See it maybe in the distance. What do you think, Jordan? When was the last time you were at the beach?
I've never been at this beach, but the last time I was at a beach?
A beach, any beach.
A year and a half.
A year and a half. It's definitely been longer than that for me. I think the last time I was at the beach was probably the extension of this beach, a little further up the road.
Hey, we got a McDrive-through coming up.
Oh, yummy. McDrive. Are you ready for some McDrive?
Yeah, I love a good McDrive.
Again, another good example here, more of a ex-urban suburban context. We got the walking path over here through the trees. Nice two-way cycle path here. Birds are happy too. And then of course, 2 lanes of motor vehicle traffic. Nice center median. Really, the only thing that would make this a little bit more pleasant to have some mature trees in this buffer that separates us from the motor vehicle traffic, but pretty darn pleasant. Ask and you shall receive. Now we have some trees buffering us from the motor vehicle traffic and that little green buffer zone. Thank you very much. Love the trees dropping their leaves here in autumn. It's quite pleasant. A little bit of mountain biking route here. Very cool. Good fun. Look at that, little jumps. Woohoo! All right, here is a nice little cross section. We've got our cycle path, our pedestrian realm, and the Shell filling station. There you go. Mashup of different worlds. Transit stop area here. Right on the edge of the urban-rural divide. We've got some greenhouses over there, some agricultural fields, and then on this side, housing. We're on a nice residential edge lane road here, obviously 30 kilometers per hour. Motor vehicle parking for the residential units are actually up on the same level as the walkway. Quite pleasant because it's low traffic volumes. A nice little roundabout coming up. Again, this is the type of design that we could totally do in North America. Just need to make that investment. And the power of having a mobility scooter helps keep families together.